हे फ्रेंड्स, द स्टार्टअप स्टूडियो में आज एक और शख्स है हमारे साथ। वो कौन है? एक नया एड्रेस है। कौन सा एड्रेस है? अहमदाबाद, द लैंड ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योर्स पे एक एड्रेस पे बैठे हैं हम, जिसका नाम ही द एड्रेस है। यस, अ न्यू अपकमिंग कोवर्किंग स्पेस which was founded in 2018, started in Ahmedabad, expanded in Gujarat, and now dominating the country with its luxurious offerings. What is the plan behind it? How did they start? And what are the visions to go ahead? Let's see and hear from the founder and the conceiver, Mr. Yash Shah himself. Welcome to the Startup Studio, Yash.
Thank you for having me.
Before we start the conversation, I wanted to know, we all want to know, how was Yash as a kid? Parents want their kids to become doctors, engineers. What did Yash parent want him to become, and what did you want to become?
So, my father is a chartered accountant, and my father has always wanted me to become a chartered accountant. I was a pretty rebellious kid. I was usually, I always used to do absolutely the opposite of what was told to me, right? And my father laid a plan out for me to become a chartered accountant because he himself was a chartered accountant. And I actually cleared my CPT in the 11th grade.
Oh.
And I hated it, right? I couldn't stand accounting at all. At that point of time, my father told me that, okay, if you're not going to become a chartered accountant, just do whatever you want. And I was very happy because by the time my 12th grade came, my father changed his profession from becoming a chartered accountant to that of a real estate developer. And he realized that there was nothing like this, right? So then finally he said that, okay, nothing doing. And he still complains to me about the couple of finesses that I lack because I'm not a chartered accountant. But then, yeah, and I mean, I always wanted to have something of my own.
Okay.
I was pretty driven about how to create something which is lasting and which is giving back, right? And I think I explored myself better while I was there in Singapore working. And I said that, I want to do something which is a forward integration to my business, that of real estate. And I came up with this concept of co-working and managed office spaces. Yes, I was introduced to co-working spaces in Singapore. And there were quite a lot of tweaks needed over here because the Indian market works in a very different way. And that's when I said that let's kind of put a trial to it. Let's try it out, and that's how we got started.
So when we see the young kids of the entrepreneurs coming out, especially when it is in infrastructure, there's more of land buying and flat buying happening. So how did you think about creating some different masterpiece rather than being into a regular situation of land buying and flat buyings?
So I think the answer to that is that I wanted to do something very different. Okay. I believe that service is at the helm of everything. It's a different kind of a feeling to genuinely give somebody their new homes or their new office. And I've been feeling that ever since I started this with my father. I've seen how people are happy to kind of have that new home, that new office, right? And now when I have to create, when I have to design all of that together, it's also a different kind of pleasure that you see, right? People don't realize that they actually spend more time at their offices than they do at their homes. If you remove their sleeping time, right? And now it's like that when you see a home, you make 4 people happy.
Right.
When you have an organization which moves with you, you see everyone happy, right? And that is something which is there. Today we've served more than 10,000 people.
And you make 10,000 families happy, rather.
Correct, right? So we take all the pains away of the smaller things, right? And we kind of make it serviceable.
So now we also need to understand from a Singapore pass out student to IIM Bangalore, what different did you create to the address? What was your thought process? What are you up to, and what are your future plans? How do you plan to go ahead?
Sure. So the address, there's quite a lot of it behind the name, right? I wanted to be a one-stop address, a one-stop solution for anything and everything. I am not just somebody that gives a workstation. I am not just somebody that gives an office space. I give an experience. Right. And by that, what do I mean is that I don't want people to be restricted just by having a desk like an office, right? I want people to be working out of multiple places. We have systems such as massage rooms, or we have systems like napping pods.
Now,
right?
this is going interesting.
Right, and more than that, it's also about how you take care of them outside of work, right? So the smaller things. I mean, if you want to go out for a quick haircut, we have tie-ups with salons. If you want to buy medicines, any address member is now a Pharmacy Gold member, right? And so on and so forth. So we look at it as your business needs, your personal needs, your personal growth, your business growth. We want to give everything back to the people, right? And that is the concept that we've been working on, and that's why we've named it the address, as to that being a one-stop destination for absolutely everything.
So till date, when it was about co-working space, everyone took it like, shift with a laptop, start working, come back, you have a AC room, you have a desk, you have a coffee machine available there. That was the only definition how co-working space was.
Correct.
Now adding hotels to it, adding salons to it, adding so many things to it, you are actually nurturing the entire family.
Correct.
So
it's creating an ecosystem of itself, right?
So
And,
are you planning to create a different level altogether, or you're competing your own competition? What are your plans? Why are you doing?
So I
this?
think that, as I said, right, service is at the helm of everything. There's never going to be a destination where you stop. I just want to keep on giving as much as I can, right? May it be business, may it be something that the people need on a personal forefront. And I think, yes, we do compete with ourselves in making sure that, they say that when you're serving 10,000 people, you can't make everyone happy.
Right.
I want to make everyone happy. And I just want to keep on adding as many people as we can to make sure that, we create an ecosystem which is out of the world.
So when you work at the address, you love to go to the office. It's rather than the crying child who does not want to go to the school in the morning. It's not that simple.
I have never seen something like that.
Okay. And so understanding it, you started your venture from Ahmedabad.
Yes.
Expanded yourself to multiple different cities. People mostly start with Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and then expand to other areas. What are your thoughts? How did you expand, and what are the future expansions you're planning?
So we like to term ourselves as a tier 2, we are a tier 2 focused co-working and a managed office space player. And why do we want to do tier 2 is because that is where the fun actually lies, right? Tier 2 cities don't have so much of this culture. We want to introduce that to their culture, and make sure that this is something that they get. Tier 1 cities, yes, people have accepted it. People are, there are quite a lot of players doing multiple things. But when you look at tier 2 and when you see how amazed they are with such services, such things, right? It's a different world altogether. We're currently there in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is our headquarters. We have roughly 3 lakh square feet here. In Baroda, we have almost 1 lakh square feet now. We're there in Surat. We're there in Indore. Our Pune Nasik will be live in the coming 3 months. And we plan on adding 2 more cities by the end of this year, hopefully Chennai and Lucknow.
So I think presently you dominate the city of Ahmedabad or Gujarat in terms of workspace?
Yes. So I think if I talk about Gujarat, then I have 70% of the market share. So yeah, we are.
And they are all happy office goers.
Yes, we are. They are very happy office goers.
I'm sure the typical policy of jo dikhta hai wo bikhta hai is working what works for everyone.
Correct.
So you create such a beautiful infrastructure. So if I walk into your office once, I feel like I have to sit here forever. So is this the concept you're wanting to build?
Yes. I think that not just that, but we are very big on services. So if at all you come to the address anywhere around the country, right? If you need anything for your business growth or your business necessity, or your personal growth or your personal necessity, we give it all. We have tie-ups with salons, we have tie-ups with various medical institutions, we have tie-ups with various hotels, we have tie-up with various restaurants. Whatever you need, we give it all. And at the same time, if you want to prosper your business, if you want to grow your business, we give our HR services, payroll services, registration services, legal services, whatever you basically need, it's all there, right? And that's how we believe that giving services into a service industry as well, forward integrating all the time, is how the future looks like, is how the future is going to be. And that when you communicate it right, I think it just sells in the best possible way.
Okay, so जो देश के विकास की बात कर रहे थे, I think we should start from when we go to the address infrastructure. Of course, yes, taking care of the culture, taking care of the variations, how they have been planning the offices across the country. What are the obstacles you come across in two things? One, managing your internal customer, that is your team, and number two, the external customer, that is your clients. What are the obstacles you come across regularly, and how do you overcome it?
So I think that when I talk about my team, right, the couple of challenges I would say come in between are, see, with a startup, right, and I think that I have realized it over a span of time, and I want to frame it right. With a startup, as and how you grow, the vision also grows. What you started when you thought of something, right, on day one versus when you are on a day 1000, it's a bigger game altogether, right? And kind of coming up with new ideas, coming up with strategies, and coming up with the right vision and focusing on that, planning and executing it time and time again, week on week, quarter on quarter, month on month, year on year, right, is something which becomes challenging after a point of time. For example, we grew from 28,000 square feet to 5.5 lakh square feet over the last 4 years. Now, last year we've seen 260% growth. How do we make sure that it is as much in the next year after you've reached 5 lakh square feet is something which is incredible, right?
Yes.
And that is something that we have to see. So with the internal team, it kind of gets difficult to make sure that your vision is aligned and vision is flexible all the time with so many people involved, right? But I think that I probably have the best team in the country, which makes sure that we are where we are today, because one person cannot do anything at all, right? And that's possibly the last day of a founder to think that he can run it all by himself. So I don't think that this has been me, but it has been my team that has made me reach where I am today. So, and your second point, right? I think that what happens in the service industry is managing expectations.
Right.
When it comes to managing expectations of so many people, and especially 10,000, when you're serving 10,000 people day on day, what really matters is your quick turnaround time.
Absolutely.
In the service industry, you cannot say what you want to, but you have to say what the other person wants to listen to. And making sure that that vision is clear internally is the most important thing to do.
Before we end the conversation, I would like to ask one last question. You earn good, you made a good infrastructure. What benefit do you feel the society, the country, or the humanity overall gets when you grow?
So I think yes, we are doing a good revenue, right? Compared to various startups which are there, we're doing a fair amount of revenue. But I think that the legacy that we want to leave behind is not who we are in terms of numbers as far as the revenue comes in, but who we are in terms of what we give back to the society, right? And those numbers matter a lot to me. We are somebody that have employed 65% of women workforce over here, correct? And with that being said, directly or indirectly, we employ more than 500 people a day, right? With all the sites that we have going on, and all the people that contribute over here, that's 500 people, more than 500 people a day. And that to me is a very big thing, right? Providing employment in India is something that we strive for. When you asked me what do I want to become when I was younger, I wanted to do something like this, provide and give back to the country in whatever best way that I can. With that being said, it's a very difficult job to serve 10,000 people a day, and I'm very happy that we serve more than 10,000 people a day all over the country. And these are the things that we look forward to, and this is who we are as a brand. I want to give you a small story. We have a system called Honesty Box, right? If you pick up just a cup of coffee over here, we have an honesty box. If you want to put in something, you can. And you won't believe, but month on month, we have about 1 lakh rupees which comes in over there, which we as the address donate to various brands, right? Yes. And these are the things which gets you good sleep at night, when you've created something so beautiful.
Yeah, you give back. Wow, what an interesting one. Amazingly created. The pilot of the project, I would rather now term him as the pilot of the project, the address, changing the overall definition of co-working space is no more a co-working space, it's co-living space, I would rather say, because you are taken care of your hobbies, work, relax, family, everything. So you never know, in the coming days you have the entire 360-degree work operations happening from the address itself. Do not forget to visit the co-working space of the address, any part of the country you are in. You already mentioned the addresses. Thank you.